Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Lens of Truth, and with me, Ivan Florentino, and for today's video, I finally completed Splatoon 3, and the reason I took a while to go ahead and review both the story mode and the online multiplayer is because this game is going to take a while for everything to kind of come together when it comes to the online portion part, which eventually I'll go ahead and do maybe like another year review. But yeah, this one I'll tackle the story first and then move on to the online multiplayer. So yeah, let's get to this. So for a quick summary of Splatoon 3, the game takes place on a version of Earth set far in the future after the extinction of humanity, where much of the ocean has evolved to live on land. It takes place 5 years after the events of Splatoon 2 in the Splatlands, in a sun-scorched desert inhabited by battle-hardened Inklings and Octolings, and Splatsville, a city of chaos that seems to have developed rapidly since the Splatfest Chaos vs. Order. In the story mode of Splatoon 3, titled The Return of the Mammalians, is set in a new location called Alterna. It focuses on the reappearance of the mammals which have been long extinct. So this time around, after meeting the Craig Cuttlefish, the elderly squid, and also meeting your first little buddy fish friend, and also creating your Inkling player, the players will find themselves in a crater covered with lethal fuzzy ooze, and coming in contact with the brand new idols, Deep Cut, which is composed of Fire, Shiver, and Big Man, and also the mystery behind the Grizzco CEO, Mr. Grizz from Splatoon 2. So my total runtime in the story mode was around a little over 8 hours with some exploration and also replaying some levels with different weapons and also just exploring the area and just trying to level up my character, my clothing, my gear, my weapons, and that was actually pretty fun, discovering a lot of the scrolls, a lot of other cool unlockables that you're able to use for the online multiplayer modes. One of the cool things that Splatoon 3 gets right was that it took a page from Splatoon 2, but mainly Splatoon 2's the Octo expansion and the way that you're able to explore the area, collect salmon eggs, replay levels with different weapons to make things challenging, explore the areas, unlock secrets and unlockables, have a variety of different levels, stages, and challenges. And also the way that levels switch it up by having you play different weapons that'll help you get used to them, and also with your special weapons as well, even sub weapons, and that in turn will help you with the online multiplayer matches. Alright, so let's go. And although without any spoilers, there were just very few bosses this time around, the ones that are there are very creative and fun to do and fun to figure out how to defeat. They are very cinematic with lots of cool in-between cinematic cutscenes, and yeah, when you get to them, you'll know. They are really satisfying to complete and play as, and those were really fun to do. After completing the final boss, I have been going back to try and 100% complete the game by trying to replay all the levels with all the weapons and go ahead and complete all of my gear upgrades. And yeah, it's going to be fun to do a 100 complete walkthrough of the game. Now moving on to the online multiplayer modes, which is the meat and potatoes of Splatoon 3 and what gives it longevity. Let's get to it.
New to Splatoon? Here's what you need to know about the Splatoon 3 game!
So, when it comes to controls, every Splatoon player has known this since part 1 and 2. You must play with gyro controls. It's the best way to help with your aiming and being precise when painting up and down the walls and the floor. So yeah, this is the best way to play. You can play with stick controls, but stick to gyro controls. So now really quick, let's talk about the graphics. So it is actually a huge step up above Splatoon 2 because the textures are a lot more higher res, everything looks cleaner, everything looks clearer, less blurrier, because we all know that a lot of Switch games tend to be a lot blurry, but Nintendo, first party Nintendo games tend to be a lot cleaner, and this one is no exception. It looks like it's doing something with the dynamic scaling because everything just looks a lot cleaner. And if you played Splatoon 2, you'll know the big difference. And yeah, and also this game runs at 60 frames per second, which a lot of games do not even do, even on the higher end consoles. The Switch does it perfectly. This game runs at 60 FPS. It's smooth, and when you're playing it online, and the game is colorful, the game is fun. And while we're talking about the graphics being so fun and colorful and creative, that also goes with the music. The music is so creative. We all know that the underwater inkling type of sounds that just screams Nintendo is invented with Splatoon, and no other game company could have done this. This is just so unique and very original.
Leverage these fresh moves for turf war battles. 2 teams of 4 ink as much turf as they can in their team's color for 3 minutes. Spread your ink and splat your opponents. The team that inks the most turf wins.
So when it comes to Splatoon 3 and the online, this is what makes the gameplay so addictive, is that most of the gameplay matches last less than 3 minutes or 5 minutes depending on the game mode, which is either ranked or just normal. And what's really fun about this is that the game does go in rotation every 2 hours. It separates the levels and the modes as well. And this keeps things actually going fresh, and a lot of people did not like this, and some people still don't, and I wish you were able to actually go ahead and just vote on your stages that you like. But this keeps people, I guess, interested and forcing you to play different modes and just get used to different stages. It also forces you to practice with different weapons and specials and see which one works for every mode. And one of the quality of life features is the brand new training area that happens right when you're in the lobby of the online matches, where you're able to test out weapons and just play around with all of the weapons. And it just felt so cool to use and very useful, and I just can't believe it was not incorporated into part 1 or 2. And that was a big and very huge improvement, where you can also see your friends' ghosts and you can even join them, and that just made it very cool and seamless as well. Now, one of the things that I was impressed by is how balanced the specials and weapons just felt compared to the second one. And what I'm talking about is, in Splatoon 2, it just felt like you were going to spam your special and just kind of use it without really thinking about it. And in this one, it really forces you to get your special, hold on to it, and use it in the best way to help your team and yourself. So that's what I noticed, and all the specials, the brand new specials, just felt so fun and unique to use, and each one had its purpose, and that was cool. So under the Anarchy battle modes, there are a total of 4. This includes Splat Zones, Rainmaker, Clam Blitz, and Tower Control. And as far as Splat Zones go, you take control of all the zones around the map by inking everywhere that you walk. Tower Control, both teams must take control of the tower and ride it to the enemy base. Rainmaker, both teams must take control of a Rainmaker, which slows you down, but you can also attack enemies with it. The team that gets the Rainmaker to the enemy base or gets it to the farthest before time runs out wins. And Clam Blitz, collect clams and shoot them into the opposite team's goal. The first team to reach a score of 100 wins. Now, one of the brand new modes that I haven't really gotten into, I've only played around 10 to 15 matches, is called Table Turf Battles. This one is a 1v1 in-game tabletop card game that is a spin-off of Turf War. You can play the Table Turf Battle in the Battle Dojo of Splatsville. Every player will be gifted an in-game starter deck, and there are over 150 cards to collect.
And Splatanas send blades of ink flying.
One of the newest additions to this game is a tri-stringer, which is a bow and arrow type of weapon, and this is one of my favorite weapons of the 2 new ones, because this one is more of a blaster type of a sniper weapon where you're able to hold onto your shot, you charge it, and then you let go, which is pretty cool. You can do a horizontal shot, and then when you jump, you do a vertical shot, which is really cool. This is more of a assist type weapon where you have to fall back and just assist your teammates as you're playing the game. great returning mode also, a side mode, which is Salmon Run. This one is a Horde mode, which is really fun, where you're able to just team up with up to 4 players, and you're able to go ahead and try and defend your area by collecting salmon eggs and just defeating as many hordes of monsters as you can. The newest addition to Salmon Run is the Kohozuna huge boss, and this is very tough to try and take down. Using these salmon eggs to throw them at him and get as much damage as you can. Yeah, this mode is no joke. It's so hard to do, but it's very, very satisfying to play.
So to wrap up this video, if you're a fan of online gaming, third-person shooters, and also just highly polished Nintendo games, this is a must-own Nintendo Switch game. And as of this recording, there is a brand new update which includes a brand new stage, an old returning stage, brand new weapons, and also an update called Big Run that's part of Salmon Run, where the enemies invade the online normal stages, which looks really cool. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this in-depth review of Splatoon 3, one of my favorite Switch games of this year. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are brand new to this channel, consider hitting the like button, ringing the bell, leaving a comment, and see you later. Bye.
That's what's up, that's what's up. We're gonna win this, we're gonna win this one, we're gonna win this one. We're gonna win this one.